Hey guys, it's Human. You can call me Lionheart, and after being missing for 5 months, I'm back, and I joined a draft league. Today I'm going to show you my team in the Sunny Shore Battle Federation. Before I start to tell you the Pokemon I drafted, I wanted to go through some of the big rules so you understand the thought process of my mons I chose. We have 110 points for a draft with a minimum of 11 Pokemon. I can't have any less than not only that, but if this is also national decks, with Megas allowed, as well as any cut moves from newer games like Toxic and Knockoff, the mons got it back. Also, Pokemon that have 15 points or lower can Terra, so this is for themes like Reggie and any other mons that break the game. Cannot Terra most likely. With that, let me start telling the mons I chose. My very first pick I wanted complete power. And what mon does that best? Well, I thought Melmetal does that best. It has a monstrous attack stat as well as defensive stat. Not only that though, his signature move Double Iron Bash is a base 100 steel move that hits twice. This is even further boosted with his ability Iron Fist, which powers up fist moves like Elemental Punches and his signature move. He also gets Stab on top of this Double Iron Bash, making no switch-it for this one simple move. I know he's all I need on the physical side, so that's why I went with Thunderous Therian. I love this Pokemon. He has amazing stats, not to mention his great coverage, and also a good speed stat, making him a massive threat that can kill almost anything in his way. But there's one problem. His counters like Ground and Grass do a pretty good job at stopping, so why not give him the ability to Terra to stop that? I give him a pair of Flying, Water, and of course Ice. I chose Flying Water because he doesn't get a good flying move, and now with the ability to Terra Blast, finally gives him a stab move for once for one of his type. And due to his ability Voltazorb, he's only weak to Rock and Ice, and with the Water Terra, he's only weak to Grass, giving him one weakness, which is pretty massive for a defensive type. Ice is there to be my offensive typing and to stop his counters, like any Ground or Grass types. I want to switch it. This also gives me the flying immunity for my Melmetal, which is very nice since I make a good duo. Now I'm not done drafting more power, so I want another special attacker. But also my Mega for this is Mega Gardevoir. If you've ever played Sun and Moon competitive Pokemon, you know how this mon is a terrifying threat that is pretty difficult to deal with. It has an amazing type in the Psychic and Fairy, but not only that, but it has an absolute bust ability called Pixelate. This makes normal moves Fairy, but also gives them Stab and a boost on top of that. That makes moves like Hyper Voice have absolutely zero switch-ins. It doesn't stop there though. Gardevoir has amazing coverage, which is basically any special move you can think of, making the counters for Gardevoir not really a threat due to having an amazing special attack and move that will most likely kill it. After drafting 3 powerhouses, I wanted some bulk, so I went with an old reliable Suicune. This mon has always been a Pokemon in whatever game it is, and it's something to throw on a team if you just need some bulk to take hits. Not only that, it had a great defense and Spadef, but it also has a pretty good special attack with, yet again, great coverage. Make it a threat sometimes with moves like Sub and Calm Mind, so you can't really just let it sit there. Of course, it has some pretty amazing support moves, like both screens to half damage for my entire team, but also Tailwind to double my speed for my entire team as well. It also has a water type, so it's only weak to grass and electric, so more of a reason to be a great Pokemon on my team. I'm not done drafting more bulk, and this mon is the definition of bulk. I chose the Attack on Titan Wall Fortress. Fortress Def, Spadef, and HP stats are insane. Not only that, due to his bug steel typing, he only has one weakness, Fire. It is 4 times, but we can get around that. It also gets the 3 best moves for singles, Stealth Rocks, Spikes, and Toxic Spikes. He also gives me more momentum with Volt Switch. I also forgot to mention that he gets Rapid Spin to make hazards get off my side of the battle, making him more of a great support mon. Now I wanted my grounded Poison mon, and I always like having a bulky grounded Poison mon. And after seeing the Slowpoke line being taken, except one left, I knew I had to draft Slowpoke Goliath. Now the Slowpoke line has always been a great pick, and Slowpoke Goliath is the same, but now a grounded Poison type. Due to his great coverage and his ability Quick Draw is very viable for an offensive side. But not only that, we can make this Quick Draw chance increase with Quick Claw, making him a bulky threat that could set up. I don't want to talk about this wild set when Slowbo gets possibly the best ability in Draft League in my opinion. Regenerating making him take moves very comfortably and be able to swap out and get all that HP back, making certain mons get whittled down with no downside on my end. I had a pretty bad ground with this, so I wanted my next mon to help with that a lot, and I think Tapu Bulu is an amazing answer to it. It's quite grass, so ground is resisted, but that's not the reason why I drafted it. The main reason is to get Grassy trained up, since that reduces ground move damage down to half. And thanks to Tapu Bulu's ability Grassy Surge, it only gets set up when he swaps out. making ground moves half damage for 5 turns every time I send him out. Not only this, but Taco Boo is pretty great at being a really scary offensive threat with moves like Sword Dance and Wood Hammer. And due to leftovers and grassy terrain, Wood Hammer's recoil damage is basically nothing, making it a base 120 grass move boosted in the grass terrain with absolutely zero downsides. Blue also gets Leech Seed and Nature's Madness, which lowers the user's HP down to half, making him a great defensive mon as well, making this a pretty hard mon to prep. However, the addition of Blue made my team really weak to fire, so I knew it was time to draft my fire, and one of my most favorite Pokemon, Entei. Entei is pretty underrated in my opinion due to him getting Stomping Tantrum and Sword and Shield. He now finally has a scary moveset, with Sacred Fire having a 50% chance to burn, as well as being base 85 power, but also extreme speed, giving him the highest and strongest priority move in the game. He also has pretty great bulk, making things like Leftovers a good item with sub on him. The reason he is really scary is because of Choice Band Sacred Fire extreme speed, having basically no switch-ins, and now with Stomping Tantrum, he can finally have coverage against mons that could wall home pretty easily, making him a force to be reckoned with. I was missing one more key component for a good team, a Ghost type. So when I saw my favorite Pokemon, I had to grab him. Hoopa is another mon that I think is super underrated. He hits pretty hard and can run Assault with no downside, making him this hard-hitting, bulky little magician. Not only this, but he's my second Terra Captain, having the ability to become Ghost, Fairy, and Ground. This typing makes him a big threat, giving him some pretty scary damage, but also more coverage for what he was missing before. Now for my last Terra Captain, and the one that probably needed the most, Guzzlord. Here's another mon that uses Assault Vest with absolutely no downside, due to him not really having a lot of good status moves or supporting moves, but really great offense. The reason Guzzlord is really good, but also bad, is that he has insane health, with his base stat being 224. The downside to him having this amazing health is his typing. His typing is Dark Dragon, giving him a lot of weaknesses, and a 4 times weak Fairy, something that's always on someone's team. And now that I gave him Terra, Dragon, Steel, and Fairy, he finally becomes this massive wall that can take any hit he wants. Not only this, but he has the ability Beast Boost, which makes him a threat that you can't let him sit there for too long, or he might just get out of hand. Now for my final mon, I wanted a ground type, since I didn't have one, and why not get more bulk? Rhydon. Rhydon has another insane defense stat sitting at 160 base, but not only that, we can give him Eviolite, which boosts his defense and speed to double, making this defense stat insane. He also has a base 140 attack stat, making him hit pretty hard for being a really bulky mon. He also gets great moves for the physical side, with pretty much every coverage move you can want. I'm not going to go through all of them because Rhydon gets a lot, and I don't want this whole video to be 2 minutes of Rhydon moves. That's all for my draft team. Tell me how you feel about my team and let me know if I made some good choices or not. I personally like how my team came out, but let's see if I can also win these battles coming up in the next week. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see me soon with week 1 and the start of the draft league battles. I also want to thank the Sunny Shore Battle Federation for letting me be part of this draft. If you ever want to join the Discord and possibly be in a draft league in the future, there will be a link in the description. Anyways, see ya!